Let us continue the Module 8, the IPSec Concept. The IPSec technologies, the IPSec is an IETF standard or Internet Engineering Task Force standard, RFC 2401 to 2412, that defines how VPN can be secured across IP networks. IPSec protects and authenticates IP packets between source and destinations or destination. IPSec can protect traffic from layer 4 through layer 7. Using the IPSec framework, IPSec provides these essential security functions. Number one is the confidentiality. The IPSec uses encryption algorithms to prevent cyber criminals from reading the packet contents. Second one is the integrity. IPSec uses hashing algorithm to ensure that packets have not been altered between source and destination. The third one is origin authentication. IPSec uses the Internet Key Exchange or IKE protocol to authenticate source and destination. Methods of authentication including using pre-shared keys or passwords, digital certificates, or RSA certificates. And the last one is Diffie-Hellman. The Diffie-Hellman secure key exchange typically using various groups of DH or Diffie-Hellman algorithm. IPSec is not bound to any specific rules for secure communications. This flexibility of the framework allows IPSec to easily integrate new security technologies without updating the existing IPSec standards. The currently available technologies are aligned to their specific security functions. The open slot as shown in the IPSec framework in the figure can be filled with any of the choices that are available for that IPSec functions to create a unique security association or SA. The IPSec protocol encapsulation, choosing the IPSec protocol encapsulation is the first building block of the framework. IPSec encapsulates packets using authentication header or AH or encapsulation security protocol or ESP. The choice of AH or ESP establish which other building blocks are available. As you can see in the figure, it depicts the options for the IPSec framework. The IPSec protocol option is highlighted with the choices of AH, ESP, and ESP plus AH. The figured AH is appropriate only when confidentiality is not required or permitted. It provides data authentication and integrity, but it does not provide data confidentiality or encryption. All text transported encrypted. In ESP, the ESP provides both confidentiality and authentication. It provides confidentiality by performing encryption on the IP packet. The ESP provides authentication for the inner IP packet and ESP header. Authentication provides data origin, authentication, and data integrity. Although both encryption and authentication are optional in ESP, at a minimum, one of them must be selected. Now, the confidentiality is achieved by encrypting the data. Shown in the figure, the degree of confidentiality depends on the encryption algorithm and the length of the key used in the encryption algorithm. If someone tries to hack the key through a brute force attack, the number of possibilities to try is a function of the length of the key. The time to process all the possibilities is a function of the computer power of attacking a device. The shorter the key, the easier it is to break. A 64-bit key can take approximately 1 year to break with a relatively sophisticated computer. A 128-bit key with the same machine can take roughly 1019 to or 10 quintillion years to decrypt. The encryption algorithm highlighted in the figure are all symmetric key crypto systems. The DES uses 56-bit key and should be avoided. The 3DES is a variant of the 56-bit DES. It uses 3 independent 56-bit encryption keys per 64-bit block, which provides significantly stronger encryption strength over DES. DES is computationally taxing and it is no longer considered to be secure. AES is the most recommended symmetric encryption algorithm. It provides stronger security than DES and computationally more efficient than 3DES. AES offers 3 different key lengths: 128 bits, 192 bits, and 256 bits. SEL or SEAL is a stream cipher which encrypts data continuously rather than encrypting blocks of data. SEAL uses 160-bit key and it is considered to be very secure. Data integrity means that the data that is received is exactly the same data that was sent. Potentially, data could be intercepted and modified. For example, in the figure, assume that a check for assume that a check for $100 is written to Alex. The check is then mailed to Alex, but it is intercepted by a threat actor. The threat actor changes the name on the check to Jeremy and the amount on the check to $1,000 and attempt to cash it. Depending on the quality of the forgery in the altered check, the attacker could be successful. So these are the scenarios that if the scenarios where IPSec plays an important role. Another one is the authentication. The authentication, when conducting business long distance, you must know who is at the other end of the phone, email or fax. The same is true of VPN networks. The device on the other end of the VPN tunnel must be authenticated before the communication path is considered secure. The figure highlights the two-pair authentication methods. A pre-shared key or PSK value is entered into each pair manually. The PSK is combined with other information to form the authentication key. PSKs are easy to configure manually but not scale well because each IPSec pair must be configured with the PSK of every other peer with which it communicates. The other form of authentication or methods of authentication is reverse, Amir, and Edelman or RSA authentication. This uses digital certificates to authenticate the peers. The local device derives a hash and encrypts its private key. The encrypted hash is attached to the message and it is forwarded to the remote and acts like a signature. At the remote end, the encrypted hash is encrypted using the public key of the local end. If the decrypted hash matches the computed hash, the signature is genuine. Each peer must authenticate its opposite peer before the tunnel is considered secure. Okay. So the figure shows an example of PSK authentication at the local device. The authentication key and the identity information are sent through a hash algorithm to form hash for the local peer. Okay, so that's it for the secure key exchange with Diffie-Hellman. The last one is the secure key exchange with Diffie-Hellman. Encryption algorithms require asymmetric shared secret key to perform encryption and decryption. How do the encrypting and decrypting devices get the shared secret key? The easiest key exchange method is to use a public key exchange method such as Diffie-Hellman method as shown in the figure. The Diffie-Hellman provides a way for two peers to establish a shared key that only they know, even though they are communicating over an insecure channel. Variation of the Diffie-Hellman or DH key exchange are specified as DH group. The DH groups 1, 2, and 5 should no longer be used. This group supports a key size of 768 bits, 1024 bits, and 1536 bits respectively. DH group 14, 15, and 16 use larger key sizes with 2048 bits, 3072 bits, and 4096 bits respectively, and are recommended for use until 2030. The DH groups 19, 20, 21, and 24 with respective key sizes of 256 bits, 384 bits, 521 bits, and 2048 bits supports elliptical curve cryptography or ECC, which reduces the time needed to generate keys. DH group 24 is the preferred next generation encryption. The DH group you choose must be strong enough or have enough bits to protect the IPSec keys during negotiation. For example, DH Group 1 is strong enough to support DES and 3DES encryption but not AES. For example, if the encryption or authentication algorithms use 128-bit key, use group 14, 19, 20, or 24. However, it is the encryption or authentication algorithms use if the encryption or the authentication algorithm use 256-bit key or higher, use group 21 or 24. Okay, so that is the IPSec security. Some informations regarding the authentications and some methods of securing our communication channel.